With the NBA season starting this week, I thought I would make a tier list of teams for the upcoming season, as I love basketball. I'm not going to be doing S tier's championship contender. I'm not going to be doing championship contender, playoff contender, play in con. It's going to be like, is this an S tier team? Is this an F tier team? That simple. So obviously the Milwaukee Bucks with the Dame trade and being the number one seed in the NBA last year, we don't talk about how their first round went. However, they were the number one seed in the NBA last year. Giannis is Giannis. They got Dame. They arguably got better. Well, they just got to rely on both their stars being healthy. Because if either Giannis or Dame are not there for the playoffs, they're kind of screwed. I'm gonna be honest, but just assume the Bucks are an S tier team. Nets are a C tier team. The reason the Nets are a C tier team is because last year after their trades, they were like a sub 500 team. And being a sub 500 team is not good enough to make the playoffs. They were not on playoff making pace. They fell like three positions and almost had to go to the play-in last year after being the 3 seed at the trade deadline, which no good. Yeah, Mikal Bridges is pretty good, but this is a team that shoots threes pretty much. Has Mikal Bridges and nothing else. Yeah, they're not a good team. Same with the Knicks. The Knicks are a C tier team. The Knicks aren't good. They have Jalen Brunson, but that's honestly all who I really respect. They have Julius Randle. They're relying on Julius Randle to do significant stuff in the playoffs. And that's just not Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a volume scorer. He's a chucker. Yet the Knicks are not a good team. They're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs, man. Sure, they beat, the Cavaliers. Ooh. Oh, I'm so impressed. But, yeah, they're not a good team. Probably a 4 or 5 seed again. Actually, a 4 or 5 seed's a B tier. It's low B tier. Raptors, D tier. They got worse. They got eliminated in play in first round last year. They're not good. That's kind of all I gotta say. Jazz is just probably a D tier for the Jazz. Or Markkanen's good, Rocker Kessler is good, and that by itself is enough to get to a D tier. This was future rankings, they would be up here with this the haul they got from the Gobert trade, but yeah, the Jazz for this year are firm D tier. The Rockets F tier. I don't really think they're young. They rely on Jalen fucking Green, the biggest clown in the NBA, to be able to, do stuff. Jalen Green. Jalen Green is not good. According to Rockets Enjoyer on Twitter, though, he's better than Ant. They also have Dylan Brooks. Come on. Pelicans, I'm going with a C tier. If healthy, they are an easy A tier. However, Zion is never going to play a fully healthy season in his career. I'm gonna be flamed for this take after the season when he plays fully healthy. But yeah, the Pelicans are a borderline or like a play-in team without Zion, and they're not gonna have Zion for that long. Lakers, I'm giving a B tier because I believe they're better than these two teams. I just don't think the Lakers are that good. I'm gonna be honest. LeBron James is looking to be playing less and less games. Anthony Davis is, Davis. I think D'Angelo Russell is their point guard. I think that enough said in and of itself. He can't do anything in the playoffs. He is a regular season player. He's not that good. I'm a Wolves fan. I watched him. Mike Conley is just so much better. D'Angelo Russell is mid. He's better than Westbrook for this specific team, though. They got a shooting guard. They got Roy. Oh, yeah, they have Austin Reeves. Yeah, Austin Reeves is decent. And then Roy Hachimura. And then pretty mediocre bench. It's just like, they're going to make the playoffs. They're not going to have to use the play-in to make the playoffs like last year. But even in the playoffs, the Lakers weren't that good, despite being, fully healthy, if I remember correctly. They had to beat the... who did they face in the first round as the Grizzlies? They had to beat the Grizzlies. Were injured to hell. And the Grizzlies are a regular season team, as 2022 and 2023 proved. They are better in the regular season. Okay, they were the 2 seed for 2 years in a row. They struggled against the Wolves, the Grizzlies only won that series because the Wolves' own incompetence. That series still hurts to this day, man. And they lost to the Lakers, and they lost to Golden State in the second round of 2022. Then they had to face a Warriors team that took a a literal play-in team, 7 games to 7 games. I'm sorry, the Kings were. I'll get to the Kings later, but they were a play-in team last year. They took a play-in team to 7 games, and then the Lakers kind of just handily beat them. That dog was a villain, though. Oh my god, that corgi. Yeah, the Lakers are B tier. Bulls, D tier. I don't know too much about the Bulls. With the record, the same core. The record last year was they missed the play-in last year. Lonzo was still gone. Wolves, A tier. Easy A tier. Wolves are better than every single other team that I've ranked so far, except for the Bucks. Fully healthy, the Wolves have a rotation. I want to put them in S tier, but that's just Homer. Fully healthy, the Wolves' 8-man rotation is Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, and Gobert. McDaniels, Cat, and Gobert are all above 6'11", because Cat McDaniels are 6'11", Gobert's like 7'2". Ant and Conley are an extremely good front court, because Ant is literally just him. Amazing on-ball defender, amazing offensive talent, or scoring talent. Mike Conley is just the veteran that the Timberwolves needed, and in my opinion, he's just way better for this roster than D'Angelo Russell. And his shooting, since he got to the Wolves, was better than D'Angelo was with the Wolves last season, which is just weird to me, because that was D'Angelo Russell's main asset. Because the Wolves did not need a third major scorer after Cat and Edwards. But they made it work in 2022 when they had a better record. If the Wolves don't have shit injury luck like last year, they're a 55 win-ish team. Maybe a bit less. But they're going to be in that. They're going to be... Well, if 53 wins is enough to win the West this year, they could be the 1 seed. But I just don't see that happening. But the Wolves should be good. And they will make a deep playoff run. Last thing on the Wolves, they played a very competitive series against Denver without Jaden McDaniels, who, if you know who he is, he's the best on-ball defender in the NBA, best perimeter defender in the NBA, according to Basketball Reference. And they were also missing Naz Reid, who I know anybody who knows anything about the NBA knows who Naz Reid is. And in that series, the Wolves' biggest issues was they had no bench. And that bench that they did have couldn't score. If McDaniels and Reid are healthy, you push Nickeil Alexander-Walker's Nah. You push Nah to the bench, who did an extremely good job on Jamal Murray, by the way. And you also push Kyle Anderson to the bench. And that means you don't have to play Jordan McLaughlin or Jalen Noel. And there's no Nate Knight spot minutes against Nikola Jokic. And if you do that, instead of having Bald Midget and Jalen Noel shot chucker, you have Kyle Anderson probably coming as your point, or Nickeil play point, and Nickeil comes in as he's a good shooter, he's a good defender, and that's just a better construction than whatever the fuck they had last year during the Denver series. That was a long tangent. I love the Wolves. Blazers F tier. Enough said. Nuggets S tier. They're the number 1 team in the NBA. They're the team to beat, obviously. Same core, same people. Looking to run it back. They only won 53 games last year, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna look that up. But if they gotta win more than 53 games to lock up the 1 seed in the West this year, because I see teams like the Wolves, the Grizzlies are gonna be out. Like they're gonna threaten. Actually, no, the Nuggets won 59 last year, right? Denver Nuggets basketball reference. They won 50. No, they won 53 last year. I was right initially. And is 53 really gonna be enough for the 1 seed again? I don't think so, because you're gonna have the 1 seed. Hot take: the 1 seed is surely between the Suns, Wolves and Nuggets. Yeah. So Nuggets are the favorites to win the championship, and I think they repeat, honestly. As long as they don't have to face the Wolves, because the Wolves match up well against them, because Jokic is not the best against Cat. Okay, Thunder. I'm giving the Thunder a B tier. Which is kind of weird because they're above the Pelicans, but I'm standing by this. The Thunder are a B tier because their young talent is just going to get better. They're going to be a top 7 seed. I'm going to say that for sure. I hate SGA though. Fucking foul baiting bitch. I went to the Wolves playing game. He made 5 field goals, I think, and he had 20 something points because he had like 19 free throws. My God. I do not like Shea. The rest of the roster is fine. They're gonna be a good team. Grizzlies. I'm gonna also put them. I'm actually gonna put them in A tier. Actually, B tier, for 2 reasons. If Ja didn't have that 25 game suspension, they're in A tier. But with that 25 game suspension, they're gonna get off to a slow start, and that kind of knocks them out of 1 seed contention. It's just gonna make it a hell of a lot harder to make the playoffs without needing to play in. And furthermore, they lost Dylan Brooks, which I don't care what you say. I think they also lost Tyus Jones, which is a really bad depth piece to lose. With Dylan Brooks, love him or hate him, he contributed to the Grizzlies. I mean, you can't say otherwise. And is a big loss despite him being kind of like a locker room, or not a locker room cancer. He got along with his teammates just fine. It's just with him talking too much shit to the media, he makes himself a bad image. But he's a good player. Rockets did probably overpay for him though, but yeah, it was kind of a mistake by Memphis to let Dylan Brooks go. Mavs are getting a C tier. The reason the Mavs are in C tier is because Kyrie and Luka is just a dumb pairing. Tangent. But why was the Luka and Kyrie pairing seen as good, but the Cat and Gobert one isn't? I mean, at least with the Cat and Gobert one, it's not a good pair. I'm gonna be fully honest. As a massive Wolves meat writer, this is not a good pairing. But they're very talented, so I'm fine with it. They'll learn how to play together. But the Luka and Kyrie pairing just makes less sense because they're both ball dominant point guards who are extreme defensive liabilities. Like in the Wolves example, they got a scoring center that can stretch the floor and a defensive traditional big man without post moves. In the Mavs, they just got 2 ball dominant point guards. It makes no sense. And now they lost talent. Yeah, the Mavs are not going to be good. C tier is generous. Spurs are going to be in D tier. Wembanyama is actually got to face real NBA talent before I believe he's the next coming of Jesus. Posterizing Wembanyama because Wembanyama is like literally Slender Man. Soon, but not today, because today's October 22nd. They don't play each other for a bit. Okay, so for Suns are going in A tier with the Wolves. They have a lot of people. I think Bradley Beal volume scoring. So I'm gonna look up his basketball reference. But Bradley Beal's a volume scorer. They got KD, who's also a really good scorer. Obviously, he's one of the greatest players of all time. Kevin Durant is. Also got Devin Booker. So they got a lot of scoring. What they don't have there's a single good defender between them. And that's their issue. Oh, okay. Bradley Beal has 36% 3-point shooting, 50% field goal. So Bradley Beal is a pretty and is decently efficient, and he averages 23 a game. So they got a lot of scoring. It's just they don't really have a big man because Ayton's gone. And wait, they made another trade. Oh, didn't they? That was part of the Chris Middleton, didn't they? Chris Middleton. No, they got somebody in that trade. I didn't really keep up with every single trade towards the end of the offseason, but DeAndre Ayton. trade. He's on the Blazers, so it wasn't part of the damn trade. Okay. So, the Phoenix Suns have traded DeAndre into 3-team deal. Yeah. Lillard goes to Milwaukee. Drew Hall. Okay. They get Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little. Dude, they get the dude. Oh my god. Well, yeah. So yeah, the Suns are gonna miss Ayton. I don't care what anybody says. They're gonna miss Ayton. Also lack a true point guard. That puts them in A tier. One seeds between these three. Clippers. B tier seems right. Borderline A tier. I don't know too much about the Clippers, honestly. They got Paul George and Kawhi, and if they play games, they're going to be a good team. And yeah, that's about all I know. Warriors are getting a C tier. Fight me. Chris Paul is a 6th man now on their roster, officially. So they got a starting lineup of Curry, who's going to be good still, but he's going to take a step back. Klay Thompson, who is mid-30s now. Andrew Wiggins, who's Andrew Wiggins, oh my god. Power forward of Draymond Green and the center of Kevon Looney. They have no height. The Wolves are a matchup nightmare for them because the Wolves have 3 players in their starting lineup taller than their entire fucking starting lineup. And that's why the Wolves are going to win the in-season. Their bracket for the in-season tourney. See, the Warriors are just not going to be good. They also got rid of Jordan Poole, who was extremely important for their team, and I mean extremely. Now they have no off-the-bench scoring, it looks like. They lost DiVincenzo, who was a good contributor. The Warriors got worse, all for Chris fucking Paul. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, it's a dumb trade. Okay, Detroit Pistons. They're the Detroit Pistons. Kings, C tier. They're closer to D tier than B tier. I'll tell you that. They're close. I'm saying they're closer to the Raptors than the Thunder. Actually, no, that's a lie. Closer to the Thunder than the Raptors, but still, Thunder are low B tier. The Kings won 48 games last year. An extremely weak and injury-riddled Western Conference. The Kings were really good at taking care of bad teams, but they couldn't beat the good teams. They lost the season series. I know they lost 3-1 to the Wolves. I think they split the season series with the Warriors. I know they didn't do good against the Wolves. I want to be honest. That's kind of all I know. But I feel like it's a good litmus test for if a team was good last year. I don't know. They beat once in they were without Cat. Cat didn't play. They were 3-1. That was without Cat. Yeah, that's kind of what I got. Nick Cavaliers should be B tier. They still have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. They still got all their guys, and just another year under their belt. They should be the same. Celtics are gonna get an S tier. Championship favorites, along with the Nuggets and the Bucks. And this is because their core is extremely solid. They still got the same guys. And furthermore, and there's no furthermore. It's just the same team. Just don't go down 3-0 to the goddamn 8 seed in the conference finals. Are you kidding me? And also, don't lose Game 7 after getting to Game 7 after being down 3-0. It would have been so funny, Boston. It would have been... I could have laughed so hard at Jimmy Butler. Because he has this reputation of being like, oh my god, clutch god. Oh my god, clutch god, Jimmy Butler. Just besides averaging 20 points a game past the first round, he averaged 20 points per game in the finals. I can tell you that. Just do it next time, okay, Celtics? You're still a good team. I'm looking up the box score now for Game 7 just to prove... you scored 84 points in a winner-go-home Game 7 at home. Oh, Jimmy Butler scored 20 in the final game. Fuck. Oh, damn it. Sixers, I don't know. You know what? Sixers are going to get a new tier. Add row below. Okay, what the fuck is happening? I haven't been keeping up with you. With you is happening with you. I'm confused. That's what tier they're in. Cause I have not been keeping up with Sixers drama. I don't know. I know James Harden didn't go to camp. I know he requests for channel. He doesn't want to be there, and I just don't know if Joel Embiid wants to be there. Like I don't know if he's doing shit either because I heard rumblings of that too. So that's why Sixers are getting in. What the fuck happening with you? I'm confused. Tier of their own. Otherwise, like if James Harden and Joel Embiid play, they're an A-tier team. Fraudulent MVP Joel Embiid stole it from Jokic, who was actually the league MVP last year. James Harden. Yes, James Harden is a good player. I don't like him, but he's a good player. I'm just confused. Hornets are F tiered. I mean, they're the Hornets. They got. Well, they should have taken Cade. In my expert opinion, Shams pulling his gambling scam with it, saying, "Okay, guys, they're trying to take this guy, but no, they didn't." Wizards should be F tier without their talent. Bring Russ back to that team. Magic should be D tier. They're gonna keep getting better. Fringe play-in team. That's about it. Miami Heat will be a B tier team. I think there's only 2 A tier teams, but I feel like. Well, I'll explain that at the end of my list. But yeah, they're just gonna be an A team. They're gonna be a team that comfortably either gets a 6 seed, makes the play-in, and will make the playoffs. Hawks will get C tier. Should be a fringe play-in team again, or should make the play-in. I just don't think they make the playoffs this year. Because, oh my god, that trade was worse than the Gobert trade. It's like, out of all these, like, trades, for, like, a big two that play the same position, we have the Hawks, the Wolves, and Wolves, and Mavericks. And the team that it worked out the best for was the Wolves because their center went down for so fucking long. DeJounte is not working. Saw it in person. It didn't go well. It was the Wolves beat him without Ant. Already went off on the Mavs. It's like, yeah, Trae Young had his Linsanity run, and now he's done for. For Pacers, I'm going just a high D tier. They could probably make the play-in. Tyrese Halliburton's pretty good, second best player of the draft class. Actually, you know what? Wolves fans, you're gonna crucify me for this, but last year Halliburton was better than Ant. I do think Ant becomes a better player in the end, but Tyrese was just really good last year, and Ant just got noticed more because his team won more games. So Ant's more conductive 20 question. It's just the Wolves had a better roster, even while injured a fucking back last year, than the Pacers. So just a quick little debrief on my list. A tier is pretty thin because I feel like these teams here are the teams that will be getting like the 4, 5, 6, etc. seeds. Well, I feel like these teams up here are pretty good chances for at least top 4 seeds in their conference. Or at least the A tier teams are, I'm pretty confident in top 4 in. These guys will be making at least top 3 in their conference. I guarantee these are the top 2 seeds in the East next year. 75+% chance the Nuggets are the 1 seed. The Wolves, you know what? It's a Minnesota team, so they're gonna underperform. But it's, I don't know if they can be special next year if they can just be healthy. Ant is not coming into the season a fat ass that loves Popeyes. He's coming in as Captain America pretty much. He had that fucking epic dunk against the Bulls in the preseason. He looks ready. And just like Ant said, guys, Cat MVP form, Gobert back, Defensive Player of the Year. Suns, they have a lot of talent. So overall, I'm looking forward to the season. Wolves back. My prediction for champion is the Nuggets repeat.